Hey guys, this is Michael, Treeline Backpacker. Just wanted to take a moment to show you the Big Agnes AXL Insulated sleeping pad. This is a rectangular version we have here. This is a new lightweight pad that Big Agnes has come up with. As you can see, it has this nice quilted design, a very thin fabric, but it comes in at about 3.74 inches thick. And part of that thin fabric actually allows it to be very, very lightweight. This bad boy comes out to only around 12 ounces, which is pretty ridiculous. It is an insulated pad. It has both a fiber insulation as well as a mylar layer. And what that's going to do is the fiber is going to trap a little bit of heat against the body, and the mylar is actually going to reflect back some infrared heat. And that's going to help you keep warm. Mylar is basically that silver stuff that you see in a lot of food packaging actually, but it does a good job. A couple interesting features, one of which is this little valve up here. This is essentially a one-way valve. You can open it up, you just blow against that, it's going to inflate your pad. Got a nice seal here. It won't leak with it open, but that seal is there just to keep debris out of there, and in case anything might pop in there. This little button, if you look real close, this is basically an air dump here. If you push that, you'll drop some air. You can use that to very gently push in, and you'll dump just a little bit of air. If you push that in real hard, that'll actually cave in. It's going to dump a lot of air. It's going to help you inflate it quickly, deflate it quickly. It does take a while to pump up, about 2 minutes of hard blowing. That will get you a little dizzy if you're not used to it. This is a lot of volume in this pad. It is 72 inches long, at least this one, 20 inches wide, so a lot of volume to fill there. But what you get is a very nice, thick, plush pad. If you look closely, you'll see these baffles. These baffles sort of distort the surface of the pad, which is going to create essentially these little air springs. And this is what's really going to provide the comfort of this pad. The more traditional, I guess old school at this point, pads are going to have just long vertical or horizontal chambers. That doesn't really do a whole lot as far as compression goes. This is actually going to compress. Despite having all these small baffles, you don't really feel them when you land on it. It just sort of feels quilted. Feels pretty nice actually. There's one problem that really kind of drove me nuts. If you listen, you can hear that sound. It sounds kind of like rubbing a balloon, which is really bizarre. That gets louder and louder when you lay on it. So if you're laying on this in the middle of a nice, dark, quiet forest and start spinning around, you're going to hear that, and it's going to make a difference. If someone's next to you, they're going to hear it as well. Hasn't been a huge issue with other campers in the same campground, so at a distance that sound does fade quite a bit. But when you're up close to it, that is a distracting noise, and it will wake people up. Back of the pad, basically the same thing. Gives you a little extra cushion on the other side. Not much more to say about it. I do have a full review posted if you want to know what I think about this guy on the website. I'll put a link up to that. But this is going to be the first of what's hopefully going to be a series of videos, and these are going to serve basically just to be overviews of the products, so they give you a better look around than what a photo may or may not show. And the idea is to complement the review, not necessarily to replace it. But if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. But that's it. That's the Big Agnes AXL Insulated pad.